Hello, my name is Sarah Morrison, and this video shares some tips on how to get started in fitness. And I've got 3 tips for you. Now, really quick before I get to those, let me just share a little bit of my story. I went to college and got a degree in journalism and broadcast and cable production with a minor in women's studies. I never got a degree in fitness or thought about going into the fitness industry for a career. I, out of college, got a job at a TV station and did that for a few years and then fell into fitness part-time, and now it is a full-time career. So I just wanted to share some tips because I know a lot of people have this passion for fitness and are like, oh, I just want to do a little bit more with it. I'd love to share it with other people. And I think that's so important because the world needs that. You know, we need as many fitness professionals as we have doctors. This is preventative and makes the world a better place. So here's 3 tips if you are wanting to do more and get involved in fitness. So my number 1 tip is to get involved. So what do I mean by that? If you have a health club in your area that you really enjoy going to, go there a lot. Be in the front row of classes, be noticed, really pay attention, make relationships with the instructors. A lot of times, they'll probably approach you about becoming an instructor. If you're not involved in a health club right now and say you want to teach group exercise classes, if you have one around you, go to it, because no matter what, it's just going to let you know whether or not it's for you. It's going to help you figure out which formats you like. Because you can pursue different certifications, and I'll get to that. And say you want to do a personal training certification, which I have that as well, but I mostly teach Group X. Then maybe work with a trainer, try a couple things out, or ask. A local trainer, say, "Can I take you out to lunch one day?" and just kind of pick your brain. Take the initiative to learn a little bit more. If you don't have any fitness in your area, oh my gosh. You need to get involved in fitness because your area is screaming for it, craving it. So an idea might be, kind of starting like a fit club in your area. And you don't have to have a certification or go to a training. You could take your favorite fitness DVDs and meet at the VFW, meet at a church, and everyone gets together and does a DVD together. That could be just the start to see hey, you're starting to build this group of people who are wanting to get healthier. And then it could be transition it over to you actually teaching a live class and getting bigger and bigger. So number 1 is get involved, figure out how this might fit in your life. And that takes us to step 2, find a mentor. This is the most important step. And, a lot of what step 1 was, getting involved, is going to probably help you find that mentor. For me, I had people helping me walk through the process. They'd already been teaching for years. They were helping me be able to start a class, to be successful at it, to be able to build relationships with people in the class and not just make it about squats and burpees, but, something that people looked forward to. So, definitely have that mentor to be able to bounce ideas off of, to be able to learn from. If you don't have a mentor, I would love to be your mentor. Reach out to me. I want more fitness, passionate people in the world, like I said earlier. So find a mentor. Maybe you have one in your own community. That's great. Let them know what your plan is, what you would love to be a year from now. I'd love to be teaching my own Pilates class a year from now. I'd love to be teaching a boot camp a year from now. And then number 3 is to figure out the certification. So I definitely recommend having a certification to be a fitness professional, and there's a lot of them out there. So some of the basics, you could get your personal trainer certification. With personal training, it's the traditional personal training is more working one-on-one with the client, coaching them through a workout, versus a Group X certification, which is, leading a class of, anywhere from 5 to 70 people, depending on the situation. And, it could be a fat blasting intervals class, an abs class, buns and guns class, some kind of activity. And the instructor is generally doing the workout with the participants, leading it. So there's a couple companies. There's one called, this is for the US, ACE, and then there's another one called AFA. Those are the ones that I'm the most familiar with. AFA is AFAA, and they offer really credible certs. That could be a great place to start, is just looking at that. If you decide to do one of those, I love and always recommend to people to do the weekend training course, because they really like kind of just go through everything with you, and then on Sunday you take your test. So it's nice, like you can get your study materials ahead of time, but that weekend really just gets it in your head and helps a ton. And then some fitness formats have specific certifications. For example, Zumba. If you get your group exercise certification, you can't just start teaching Zumba. You have to have a Zumba certification. And you can go to Zumba.com to get that. I have Zumba certification. I've had a Turbo Kick certification. That's the same thing. It's a one-day cert. I'm an Insanity certified instructor. Same thing. It was a one-day cert. And most recently I became a size instructor, one-day cert. So a lot of these things, there are some that are weekends long. I know with Pilates, like some of the Pilates certifications are 6 weeks, and it's, going every weekend for the class. So they might vary. Yoga has, Yoga Fit's a popular one, and that has a 2-day, usually weekend certification. So, if you're like in love with Zumba, look for a Zumba certification. But be aware, a lot of times you might have these individual certs like P90X or size, or there's like this cool Indian dancing one I can't remember the name of right now. But some gyms might also require that you have your Group X certification. So if you're really interested in Group X, you can't go wrong getting your Group X certification and investing in that, and have a plan, because it's a good chunk of change. I think a personal trainer certification is around $500. I think the Group X one might be a little bit more. Most of the Zumba, size, P90X, they're usually between like a $200 to $300 price range. So have a plan for how you're going to put this into action. It's totally a write-off, which is great, because you can treat it as a business. But having that mentor is going to mean that you probably already have a plan. Maybe you can jump in and guest teach with them. So just some tips about how to get started in fitness. It's incredibly rewarding, and it just feels good to be on the preventative end and make other people feel good. So I hope that helped, and I am here to help further. If you have questions, please reach out to me. Shoot me a friend request on Facebook. I love surrounding myself with other happy, fit action takers.